Hi, everyone, and welcome into the KREM 2 Streaming Center. I'm meteorologist Thomas Patrick for this exclusive KREM 2 Plus Weather Impact live stream. We've been, well, I don't know if enjoying is the right word, but we've been through the midst of some of the coldest weather so far this winter, low temperatures below zero many days this week. But now as we exit the coldest of the weather, well, we'll be greeted to some snowfall for this Valentine's Day. Maybe even a little bit heading our way for tonight as well. So there's about a day and a half of some wintry weather, snowfall, that is going to be coming into the region here. So that's why we are once again under a weather impact alert day. And I know we've been under the alert days every single day this week. These first 4 days, Monday through today, have all been about the cold weather, but really tomorrow is going to be about the snowfall. So we're expecting some moderate snowfall kind of either tonight or through the day tomorrow, amounting to up to 4 inches of snow. For some, in Spokane, I got us at the 1 to 3 inch forecast. But because this is such a longer duration event for only a couple inches of snowfall, it's just going to slowly add up over time. We'll basically just kind of pick away at some of the snowfall totals little by little, and it could start as early as, well, really just a couple hours from now. I'm recording this just after 11 a.m. on February 13th, and really most of the snow is going to be heading our way for tomorrow. In fact, I just got buzzed by the National Weather Service here of some more alerts that got issued. Looks like it is the Weather Service office in Missoula that just divvied out their handful of winter weather advisories just from looking at the map at a glance here. But the Spokane Weather Service office has been on top of it all morning long, issuing these handful of winter weather advisories, which kick in at 2 o'clock this afternoon for the Palouse and 4 o'clock this afternoon for the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene areas. That's basically the timeline of how early the snow could arrive. But these do go through the entire day on Friday. In fact, the expiration time for these advisories go through either midnight Friday night for Spokane and then all the way till 9 a.m. Saturday morning for the Palouse. So there is quite a long time frame, about a day and a half of that light to moderate snowfall that is going to be falling. And yes, just confirmed that this is in fact the Missoula National Weather Service that literally just issued a few of these alerts just seconds ago. As we widen things out over the Pacific Northwest, not only are there advisories and winter storm warnings, there's actually these ice storm warnings for the Corvallis area in western Oregon. They're getting some icy weather right now. In fact, Portland has also been getting some snowfall already this morning. This storm system, which is really hitting California in earnest, is going to be is just throwing enough winter weather northward, intersecting with that colder air that is going to result in this snowfall event across the Pacific Northwest. So there's the regional wide look at the advisories and alerts across the area. So as I just mentioned, it's actually this storm system. I'm going to highlight it. The low pressure areas just north of San Francisco right now. Big atmospheric river punching into California. So there's been heavy rain all up and down the California coast, all the way down to San Diego, in fact. And then for the Sierra Nevadas, they are getting feet worth of snowfall. But we've got some of these northerly bands that are extending up into Oregon right now and will eventually be into Washington pretty shortly here. In fact, it looks like south central Washington is already getting the first of these snow bands as it is now extending northward. So this is what we're watching for later this evening and will basically be the catalyst for any snow showers that last over the next day and a half, about a 32 to 36 hour window of some on and off snow showers going to be pressing through the inland northwest. So our weather impact alert day, the when side of things here is the winter weather advisory time frame for Spokane specifically. 4 p.m. today, Thursday, through midnight Friday night / Saturday morning. So that's a 32-hour window for the winter weather advisory. Snowfall could be up to 4 inches of snow for some. And of course, since it has been so cold recently, that's just going to result in snowfall immediately on the roads and make things just a little bit slipperier and a little bit icier than they have been recently. I mean, we had 6 inches of snow last week. That is all packed down. That's all iced down. It's basically impossible to shovel or plow away now. well, these are the next few inches of snow that are going to be falling on top of that packed down snow and ice. So it's only going to make things a little bit worse in terms of road condition deterioration for mainly on Friday, which of course is Valentine's Day. So here is the snowfall forecast here. I have 1 to 3 inches for Spokane. Latest couple models started to go a little bit on the higher side as well. Coeur d'Alene go 2 to 4 inches of snow, and it looks like the Palouse in line for the most snow overall. There's specifically a batch that you're going to see on Friday morning that's going to result in some of the heaviest snowfall, but I really just wanted to call this a light to moderate snowfall that just adds up over time. So this will be basically measuring the snowfall Saturday morning and seeing 1 to 3 inches. If you're outside on Friday morning, we'll probably already get that first inch of snow on your way here. Here's another way to look at it. It's the snow probabilities, and this basically looks at how likely is it going to be to get 1 inch, 2 inches, 4 inches, or 6 inches of snow in this case. For Spokane, we're going to get an inch, 97% chance according to the models, but the latest actually had it up to 80% chance to get at least 2 inches of snow, and that is a bit of a change in the last 24 hours. Now to get 4 inches of snow, it's not a stretch at 30%, but it's not as likely as the 2 to 3 inches of snow that we are more likely to get here. And 6 inches of snow at 4% chance, that would definitely be a stretch for our region. So that's just from Spokane's perspective. It is a little bit higher for areas like Pullman and Coeur d'Alene. And then one other thing to note is that how likely is it we're going to get snow tonight? I just showed you on Doppler radar that it's already moving into the Tri-Cities area, south central Washington. How quickly does that get into Spokane? Here's just another way to look at it. These are 3 different computer models for the same time frame at 5 p.m. tonight. Our in-house computer model, the graph, as we call Future Tracker, actually is kind of the most pathetic in terms of snowfall coverage by this evening. The HER and the Euro models are a little bit more solid in terms of that snowfall, so I'm going to start to lean more on those other computer models because they just look like they're initializing a little bit more strongly. I will say this though, even the Euro and the HER, while it's more widespread snowfall on their modeling, it's not heavier though. Their intensities are about the same. It's all pretty light to moderate, whether it's happening or not for tonight and tomorrow morning, but that more widespread coverage just to the eye looks a little bit better as to what's happening right now, and of course forecasting what's going to happen just 6 hours from now. So I think that's why I'm going to lean more on the HER as opposed to the graph. So that's just some of the meteorological behind the scenes, if you will. So now our future tracker, this is in fact that HER modeling showing a bit more widespread in terms of coverage here. I would ignore any of the little splotches of green. That was something that I wanted to try to avoid, but the snowfall definitely looked the most solid from that forecast perspective. So here's 5 p.m. First round of snowfall. Anything that we get before midnight is likely less than or up to 1 inch of snow. So just a dusting, let's call it, or maybe a half an inch of snow just for tonight. Then we get to tomorrow morning, and this is why I think Pullman's going to end up with the most snow overall. Do you see this darker blue shade over Whitman County and Latah County? That is the heaviest snowfall that popped up on the modeling overall. That could give us that next inch or second inch of snow just on Friday morning. Looks pretty light most everywhere else, but that's where we get that 1 to 1.5 inches of snow by Friday morning. And then it still goes on into the afternoon, lighter and scattered snow showers, but probably adding another half an inch or another full inch of snow for some regions of the inland northwest. So when you add that all together, that's what gives us that 1 to 3 inches for Spokane, 2 to 4 for Pullman. It's just spread out over a day and a half. So we just kind of get 1 inch here, 1 inch there, 1 inch a little bit later on into the evening. I do want to highlight that 4 a.m. on Friday morning was really the time frame that really stood out as the most likelihood for the heaviest snowfall. Otherwise, this didn't look like it was going to be really heavy at any given point. Just that moderate snowfall that adds up over time for about a day and a half. One other thing to note before we finish up here is that we are exiting the Arctic weather stretch. Tomorrow's high temperatures do get back into the 30s for the first time in a while. It's just funny that we are greeted with snowfall as we start to warm up. Just not quite warm enough for us to get fully into the rainfall side of things. We are going to stay as an all snow event for this Valentine's Day. So here's just a peek at the 7-day forecast. Again, today the last day of the coldest weather, especially in the morning hours. Tomorrow more about that snowfall. Again, light to moderate, but steady throughout the day. We get to the weekend ahead, and Sunday will be another day that we're watching for a decent chance at some snowfall. But with temperatures warming up just little by little, looks like rain could get into part of the forecast here, but that is something that we'll get into a bit more detail as we get into this weekend. It's always first things first, and in this case, it's going to be those snowfall chances. Winter weather advisories go into effect starting this afternoon, 2 p.m. for the Pullman area and 4 p.m. for the Spokane area. That would be about the earliest that we get snowfall today, and we'll stay with the light and moderate snowfall through the day on Valentine's Day. I'm meteorologist Thomas Patrick. You can always follow me on any of the social media platforms. I always throw out some meteorological tidbits here or there, so be sure to give me a follow there. And of course, we will see you at KREM 2 News at noon in just about a half hour here, so hope to see you then. And of course, we'll have the latest on Up with KREM, 5 a.m. Friday morning for your Valentine's Day to help you through your morning commute. So have a safe rest of your day, everyone, and I will see you next time.